test out digital cameras and I tell you which one's the best one for your Instagram. Hola bonitas! This has been a long time coming, but welcome to my YouTube channel. The very first time I posted on YouTube was back in 2016. I believe I was about 15 years old. Roll the clip.
Hola. Serving you looks.
And I started my video the same exact way I start my videos now. Hola. I heard you wanted to start your Instagram journey, but you don't know what camera to get. As a certified Instagram baddie with several digital cameras, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna show you my whole collection with pictures and rate it on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being my not so best. And yeah, maybe with these recommendations, I'll help you find your next Instagram camera. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at Jackie La Bonita and on TikTok at Jackie La Bonita and on YouTube at Jackie La Bonita. We have to start off with my favorite digital camera. This is the Canon SX740. I've already made a ton of videos about this, but I love that the screen flips up and the flash is so bright on this camera. I'm gonna show you an example of how good these pictures are. I'll put it on the screen, but they are so crisp, so clear. Oh, this is the best digital camera, I swear. It records in 4K and this would be perfect for a vlog. This is already my everyday camera. It's gonna be my vlog camera as well. I think I bought this at Best Buy for about $480, like a little bit less than $500. I would rate this camera a 10 out of 10. I love it. This is my Nikon 6900. And what I love about this camera, it has a flip up screen, which is so cool. So you can see yourself while you're taking pictures. It is the cutest thing ever. This was the first big purchase in my collection. I believe I bought this for about $400, if I'm not mistaken. But I love it. It was worth, I think, every dollar. This is definitely one of my favorite cameras. And it has a little tab back here, that like a little stand. I think this is the coolest thing ever. And it also has a front button. So when you're taking pictures in the front, you can see yourself and take a picture that way. I would rate this one an 8 out of 10. Love her, but I feel like I've grown my collection enough to have other favorite cameras that I reach for more. Next, another Canon camera. I adore Canon cameras. This is the Canon PowerShot, beautiful purple color. Let's test it out. Definitely gives you like a vintage feel to your pictures. If you don't want it to look too clear, I feel like this is a good option to give you like that vintage grainy camera look. It's released in the 2010s, 2013, around that area. So it is about 10 years old, but it is still cool to have in my collection. I would rate this one, honestly, a 7 out of 10. I have other digital cameras that perform a little bit better and more clear than this. Next, this is probably one of the best small digicams. 9300. I found this at a thrift store for $10 and I posted it on TikTok and it went viral. And I love this camera. When I don't want to carry around my 740, I do reach for this camera quite a bit. The flash is so powerful, and you can also put this on a stand and take your own pictures and they come out pretty good. It has an external flash, which I love. Let's test it out. So good, so clear. This camera is clear, okay? Like, this camera gives super clear pictures. They like vibrant pictures. I don't like when pictures are really like dull. I like my pictures to be very saturated. So this one really does it for me. One more. It's definitely like a 9 out of 10, almost. Like, I would even say a 10 out of 10. I just really, really love this camera. Another Nikon camera. This is the Nikon S5200. Let's check it out. I really like this camera in terms of like, it's very pretty and the pictures do come out like very vintagey 2000s. Like, they have a very 2000s vibe, and if that's your vibe, then I definitely recommend her. This is a pretty good camera. It's cute, it's compact, and it is mini purse approved. The flash on this is really good. I would give this a solid 8 out of 10 on the Instagram baddie scale. This is the Olympus FE. It is a very cool looking camera, the most interesting, aesthetically pleasing camera, but I do not like this camera. It doesn't stabilize very well, and every picture looks blurry. That's the best way I can describe it. I'm gonna do one more. Yeah, every single picture on this camera comes out blurry. That's not my vibe. Okay. Yeah, but it is a very pretty camera, don't get me wrong. I just don't use it and I don't gravitate towards it. So it kind of just sits on my collection shelf. I would rate this a solid 3 out of 10, but very pretty. Another pink camera. This is the Fujifilm FinePix. This is my favorite part about this camera. And that's on. Let's take a picture. Very cute camera, but it just takes pictures very close. And I just don't love the quality. I wish I liked it more, but I don't. Here, I'll show you. And I'm gonna pop in the pictures on the screen. It's just not my favorite camera. It like zooms in too much and the pictures are blurry, so I would not use this for my Instagram pictures. Yeah, I don't love this camera. I would give this a solid like 4 out of 10. Ooh, this is a good one. Another camera by Nikon. I have a few Nikon cameras. I think it is one of my favorite brands. That and Canon really are super easy to use. And I love this one. And I think I bought it because it was like a very pretty brown color. For a while before I got my Canon SX740. It is so good. Let's take a picture with flash on and I'll show you. It is good. It is a good camera. Oh, too good. This one is probably closer to a rating I would give to my Canon. It is good. I can't lie. It's amazing. It is a really good camera. I would give this a solid like 10 out of 10. Super good camera, super compact. I love the color. I love how saturated and crisp the pictures look. Next, this was my favorite camera for so long before I invested in my Canon SX740. This is also a camera that I was obsessed with, and I still think you can find this one relatively cheap for resale. This is the Nikon L310. I've had this camera for about 10 years, and I'm not even kidding, like 8 years, around that time period. I'm gonna show you. I'll also insert some Instagram pictures that I've taken with this camera because, like I said, I used to use this camera non-stop. But the pictures are good. Okay, the pictures are good. So the pictures are good, but it's too heavy. I would give this camera an 8 out of 10. One of my OG favorite cameras, but I've moved on. Okay, I've moved on, honestly. Another pink camera. I love pink cameras because, are you kidding me? This is what teenage Jackie wanted terribly. This is the Casio Exilim Z75. I love this color. And this is the camera on. I don't like this camera. I remembered why. It gives you flashback and it also really makes the pictures dull. I don't like that they're a little blurry. It's just not my pick, okay? I buy these cameras not knowing how they work, and then I try them and then I make a rating because there's not a lot of updated like reviews on these cameras, which is why I make my videos, because I want to know which one's the best one for my Instagram. Let's try it one more time. You see how close I look in the camera? I look really close. I don't like this camera. It zooms in way too much, and there's like a lot of flashback. I love the little sound effects. You hear that? That's so cute. It's like a little car beeping. I would give this camera a solid 6 out of 10 because it's cute. And the pictures are okay. Moving right along. One of my favorite cameras in purple. This is the Samsung DV150F. I've made a few videos that have gone viral about it because it has a screen in the front. And then when you press a button, you can see yourself in the display. It is very cutesy and the pictures are pretty good quality. I love this camera. I really do. It's so cute. And I love the screen in the front, which is my favorite thing about this camera. The picture is clear. You can see yourself when you're taking a picture and the color is adorable. I rate this camera a 9 out of 10. Another Samsung camera. This one my mom gave to me. I used to like use this camera a lot. This has a fully touch screen. I think actually my rating might have gone down for this one. Now that I look back at this camera, I used to love this camera about a year or two ago, but honestly, it has a lot of flashback. I feel like it just doesn't work as fast as I would like it to. So for those reasons, I would give this camera a 6 out of 10. Most recent digital camera purchase was this Kodak camera. All right. I've reviewed this on my TikTok before, but I'll just give y'all like my thoughts again. I think it is very good for the price, but I think it gives you the look of a vintage digital camera, and it is the most affordable digital camera on the market. And for the quality of the pictures, I love the saturation on this, and the pictures are pretty clear. So I think this is a steal, honestly, for about $100. I like this camera. Yeah, I really do like this camera. The pictures come out very saturated and very clear, and they don't like blur when you take them, which I really appreciate. I give this camera a 9 out of 10. For the price, it's really good. And the flash is very clear. The pictures are very saturated. I actually really do recommend this camera. I'm gonna get closer to this one. I could not start my digital camera journey without my original Sony camera from 2009. This was the first camera I ever got in my life. Has anything changed? Absolutely not. I still ask anybody and anybody to take pictures of me. Unfortunately, she is no longer with us. It does not work. It doesn't turn on. There has never not been a camera in my hand as long as I remember. Okay. And I've always wanted to make YouTube videos. This was high school me. No, this was me 10 years ago with a camera in my hand. So it was only right that I started my first YouTube video back with a camera collection. And every camera I've gotten since this moment.